Hi, this is Tom Loschiavo, Chemistry Education Manager at Pasco Scientific, and I'm here today to talk about kinetics. Kinetics are an integral part of any chemistry curriculum, from intro chemistry with factors that affect the rates of reaction to more advanced topics like rate laws and orders of reactants. Now, when we do experiments or demonstrations with kinetics, it's nice to have a system that you can study that will be continuously monitored. In this case, we're going to be looking at a very simple system of blue dye and bleach. And we're going to use the Pasco colorimeter and SparkView software. Now, whenever we use the colorimeter, we want to do a couple things. We want to blank the colorimeter, and we want to select the appropriate wavelength for the colored solution that we're studying. So we're going to do that all from the home screen. To blank the colorimeter, I'm going to take a sample of the solvent, in this case water. I'm going to put it in the colorimeter. I'm going to push the green button. The little LED light goes on, show me that it's working. And when the LED light goes off, then I know that it's calibrated. And I can also look at the SparkView screen. And this is the great thing about the colorimeter. It displays all the transmittance and absorbances at once. So I see red, green, orange, blue transmittance, and the absorbance of those colors. And when it's calibrated, I should see 100% transmittance and 0 for the absorbance for each of those things. That way I know that my system is blanked. Now I want to pick the appropriate wavelength for my solution. So I'm using a blue solution. I took some of the blue and put it into the cuvette. I'm going to make sure it's clean. I'm going to put it into the colorimeter, close the lid. And now what I want is the wavelength that has the highest absorbance. So if I look over here, it's not absorbing any blue, which makes sense since it's a blue solution. It's absorbing a little bit of green, very little, a significant red, and lots of orange. So orange is going to be the color that I'm going to want to study for this particular reaction. So now on to the kinetics part of this. What I want is I want to monitor the reaction as it happens over time. So I'm going to build a graph of orange absorbance versus time, and I'm going to hit OK. So now I have the display that I want. Now I just have to get my sample ready. So I'm going to take some bleach. I'm going to add it to one of these test tubes. These two test tubes both have the blue solution in it. I'm going to keep one, leave one alone so that I can see it as the standard. And I'll have one with the bleach in it so I can monitor the reaction. OK, so I put about 10 drops in. And I'll mix that up, make sure it's nice and mixed. And now I'm going to put it into one of the cuvettes. Make sure it's at least 3/4 full. Wipe down the sides. Put into the colorimeter. And we'll hit start. And we can auto-scale this. Now, what we can do, since we have the two things here, we can monitor the reaction here, and we can observe the absorbance using the SparkView and the colorimeter. OK, so we let the reaction run for about 2 minutes. And the absorbance went from 0.46 down to about 0.26. And this is a good place to do some analysis. So I'm going to stop the data collection. So for an introductory class, this might be a good place to have an inquiry lab. Have the students design an experiment to make the reaction happen faster or slower, changing concentrations or changing temperatures, or even changing dyes to see if all dyes react in a similar fashion. For a more advanced class, you want to have so you want to do some more analysis on the data. And that's where the SparkView software comes in. So I'm going to build a new page. And with kinetics, there are three things that we typically look at. We look at concentration versus time, natural log of concentration versus time, and 1 over concentration versus time. Now, using the colorimeter, absorbance is proportional to concentration, so we can use that as our measurement. And we can actually plot all of those things at once to see which one gives us the straightest line. And that'll give us an indication of the order of the reactants in the reaction. So I'm going to create a couple of data sets. I'm going to create a natural log of absorbance. So we'll do natural log of our orange absorbance, because that's what we're measuring. I'll do the inverse of absorbance. So orange absorbance. And those are the two calculations that I need. So now I'm going to take advantage of the multiple y-axis. I'm going to plot absorbance. If that's straight, it's a 0-order reaction. I'm going to plot natural log of absorbance. If that's straight, it's a first-order reaction. And inverse absorbance. If that's straight, it's a second-order reaction. All of them versus time on a multiple y-axis. So I'll hit OK. And each of them looks fairly straight, but we can actually, with the SparkView software, we can figure out which one is the straightest, or which one has the best fit. So first I'll select my y1, which is absorbance, and I'll do a fit on there. We're looking for straight lines, so we'll do a linear fit. And the R in this case is 0.997. With a root mean square error of 0.00454. It's pretty good. Now if we look at the second, y2, that's the natural log. Can do a linear fit on that one. The R on this one is 1, so very good data. And the root mean square error is 0.00207, so a smaller squared error, closer to 1 or 1 for R, indicating a very, very good fit. And just to be thorough, we'll check the last one. So we'll select y3, do the linear fit. And the R is 0.996, so not as good. So definitely y2 is the straightest line, indicating that the natural log gives us the best fit, indicating a first-order reaction. So again, for advanced users, we have these tools available to do those kinds of calculations. Then from the slope of the line, we can figure out K and do some more analysis of the reaction. But this very simple experiment, bleach and blue dye, gives us lots of opportunities to study kinetics, from the very basic to the more advanced, all using our SparkView tools and software. Thank you very much. This has been Tom Loschiavo. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach me at chemistry@pasco.com. Thank you.